Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's segment of Can TV with Global Girls. I am your host, Kiara Jones, and tonight we have with me Miss Donna Beasley with Kazoom Publishing, which is our guest tonight. So, Miss Donna, can you please introduce yourself to the people?
Hi, it's such a pleasure to be here this evening. Kazoom is a children's book company. We do interactive children's books, read along, narration, and I'm just happy to be here today.
Okay, thank you, Miss Beasley. So today's topic, we will really be discussing a topic based around the questions of what makes a person good or bad, and is it destiny or determination based on the four agreements? And do you believe that you have the power and the control over your life, or does something else have the power and control over your life? So today I will begin with today's topic, which consists of the four agreements. Now, the four agreements are, the first one is be impeccable with your speech. The second one is don't take it personal. The third one is don't make assumptions. And the fourth one is always do your best. Now, Miss Donna Beasley, are you familiar with the term, with the four agreements?
I absolutely am familiar with the four agreements, and one of my favorites is be impeccable with your speech, which is the first agreement. And the reason why that one is important to me is so often we actually talk down to our own selves. We talk to, we listen to the news media. And to me, the news media so often frightens us with the bad news. They always, I make it a practice, for example, never to listen to the first 10 minutes of the news because it is always bad news.
Yeah.
And so I think being impeccable with your speech not only means watch what you say, but it also means watch what you say to yourself.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I first heard the four agreements through our executive producer, Mrs. Penn. We were in Grenada when we were traveling, and the first thing that she taught us was the four agreements. And ever since then, we have been living by these four agreements, everybody in the studio. Even the little kids from our summer camp, everybody we've taught that has stepped inside of the studio knows what the four agreements are. And I believe that the four agreements help me throughout my daily life a lot. I go by these four agreements to understand that I, not only as what Ms. Donna has said, not only what you say to yourself, it's how you say it too, and what you say to others. The second one, I learned to not take a lot of things personally because I used to do that a lot. And the third one, don't make assumptions. It was always a big thing in the studio, always everyone making assumptions. But, you have to just sit back and think about certain things and not always make assumption about something. Always ask questions first. That's one of my big things, ask questions. And I always, everything that I do my best. I always do my best. So, how do you go through your daily life by using the four agreements besides being impeccable with your speech, Ms. Donna?
Well, one of the things about that I struggle with is sometimes we get overwhelmed and overextended.
Mm-hmm.
And, oftentimes my schedule is extremely tight, and sometimes I'm overbooked. And so in practicing the four agreements, one of the things that I had to do is really slow down, because if I say I'm going to do something, then I need to be able to do it, because it's, you want to be honest with yourself, and you don't want to feel guilty.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing that I think that I use is I don't buy into fear. As I mentioned before, I don't listen to the first 10 minutes of the news. For example, I live on the South Side, and Global Girls is on the South Side.
Mm-hmm.
And so often we hear about what's wrong with the South Side. But in reality, we are a neighborhood of incredible people. We really, we have hardworking people in our community, teachers, lawyers, doctors. We have students that go to school every day trying to improve themselves. And if you only listen to what they say about the community on what the media says, you live in fear. And so we have to tell ourselves that we are incredible. We are an incredible people, and we're doing incredible things.
Yes. Yes. I will also would like to hear the opinions that you all in the audience have out there. So I would like people to call in, and you can reach us at 312-738-1060. Again, 312-738-1060. We will really love and appreciate if you all will call in and tell us your opinions on the or about the four agreements. So yeah. Well, what I have here is well, you can also reach us at with Miss Penn as well, and talking to us about the four agreements. If you would like to talk to us personally or come inside of the studio, you can reach us here. And this is Global Girls. This is our website, www.globalgirlsinc.org. And we also have an email, and our email is globalgirls@sbcglobal.net. You can also call us at the studio at 773-902-2359. We have a caller coming in. Caller.
Hi. Hi. It really sounds good what you guys are talking about in theory, but when you're in the heat of the moment and somebody's talking about you and things are not going right in your life, how are you supposed to practice those agreements? You know, it sounds good, but what are you supposed to do when you're in the middle of something? How does that work then?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. And one of the things that
I'm going to hang up and take my, I'm going to listen to you guys off the air.
Okay. One of the things that I think that people can recognize, and they, and this is part of the four agreements, someone's opinion of you is not your reality. And you cannot let someone saying that, you're ugly or you're fat or you're dumb. You can't let people's opinions of you change who you are. They don't know you. They don't know who you are and what you stand for. Those issues that there are and those words that they're throwing out of you reflects really what's going on in their life, not what's going on in your life. And if you feed into and agree with and start arguing and fussing and trying to defend yourself, you don't have to do that. You stand strong in being the person you know you are to be. A good person, fair, honest, is how you treat people. It's what you reflect to people, because the only person you can control is yourself, and the only person you can change is yourself. So don't buy into what I call the fear or the nastiness or the so that's how I feel about it. What do you think?
I kind of agree with you. I feel like in the middle of a situation, it's not easy to just say, well, let me think about the four agreements. It's a thing that where I feel like you have to practice, like you have to think about this or do this thing every day or practice what the four agreements are every day in order to feel like where you're at a point where you understand that in that middle or in the heat of the moment, this is what you need to think about. That's how I feel about the situation.
I think your idea about practicing on a daily basis is important too, because if you're talking to yourself and if you're filling yourself up with good things about yourself, I mean, you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes our families don't encourage us, our friends don't encourage us. Sometimes we have to really encourage ourselves. And if you can, on a daily basis, build up your own inner fortitude by being your biggest cheerleader of yourself. I agree with you. When you get in the heat of the moment, you're empowered because you've empowered yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I was at a state of point where I did feel like I had some insecurities about myself, and I feel like the four agreements, like Ms. Donna is talking about, how it's helping empower yourself. I feel like they help me come to a point where I feel good about myself, or where I could say I know who I am and who I'm going to be, so that's who I'm going to be. So I agree with that a lot. I agree. And if, once again, anyone call in about questions, please call in at 312-738-1060. And just call in about any questions,
Mhm.
anything you have, anything to say. And
I think that we should talk a little bit more about Global Girls and what's what's going on with Global Girls, and because one of the things that I love about being part of Global Girls is the fact that we really encourage girls and even young men to really do amazing things, and really to build that camaraderie and sisterhood, and a community where we cheer people on, and we cheer our youth to be all that they can be.
oh, we have a caller. Caller coming in.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
A comment about don't make assumptions.
Mhm.
I just want to find the courage to ask what you have to say to the person, ask them questions, because that will reveal what you have. Always find the courage to ask questions and to find understanding and get understanding from that person, because that will reveal something about yourself and that other person. Don't be afraid to ask questions and to get an understanding.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent comments. Because questions can lead to clarity. And the interesting thing about questions is you can also ask yourself questions. You would be surprised the kind of answers you get if you take the time to ask yourself questions about, how I can improve. What is it that I can do to make my life better? When you ask those positive questions, when you're looking for a positive answer and positive results, certainly in the heat of the moment, you can ask the other person questions, but in the calm of the day, you can also ask yourself some good questions.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, we have another caller. We're ringing off the hook here.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Caller.
Hello.
Oh.
We lost that one. Well, why don't you talk a little bit about what's coming up soon?
Okay, so what's coming up soon? As you can see on Wednesday, it might be a little bit smaller. Let's see if we could zoom in. Oh, zoom in a little bit. On Wednesday, August 31st on 79th and Luella, from 12 until 4, Global Girls will be performing at the South Shore Hospital's Back to School event. So we would like everyone to come out and join, and come out, see us. If you never saw Global Girls before, now is the time to come see us. We will be doing a lot of performances and everything. So we're back on the air. We have a caller.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
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 You have a comment or question?
Yes, I do. I'm not sure if I'm talking.
You're on
Yeah.
you're on the air.
We hear you.
I do. I'm not sure if I'm talking.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I am on the air. My name is Johnny, and I just wanted to say that that you guys, the young lady there is very mature for her age to respond the way she did. She responded so well in noticing that just not to agree with what was said. And the practicing that you said that someone needs to do is really, really important, because I'm much older, but it took me practicing through a really negative experience to get through noticing and practicing that patience and not responding to someone when they attack you that way. And my question is, does Global Girls help you to find a way to practice those things every day? You said practice them. What can a young person put into their routine? How do they practice it?
Okay, so I could answer that question. I've been in Global Girls for about 7 years now, and with Global Girls, it's like I said, practicing. Miss Penn or the other teaching artists in the studio as well. I'm a teaching artist. I'm a new teaching artist as well. I grew up throughout the program, and we teach the girls to basically don't respond back negatively to everything. It's not always you have to talk back. It's a listen, think, ask questions as well, as we always say. So as starting off little, we teach them this, and they go throughout their daily life every day with this, every day thinking about this, thinking of keeping this in their daily words, thoughts, and actions, which we say in our Global Girl Law. Now, the Global Girl Law teaches them how to basically go throughout their day without thinking negatively about anyone, and stand on a positive note as well about everything that they do, making sure that they keep everyone happy around them, making sure they keep themselves happy, surrounding themselves around a happy and a positive environment, which we do and which we keep at the Global Studio. So that's certain ways that we practice the 4 agreements inside of the Global Studio. So yes.
Another couple of tips I think also is reading positive materials, listening to positive tapes and speeches and comments, all of which you can get on YouTube for free. You know, these are things that you can do on a regular basis. I mean, I listen to these kinds of things and read this material literally every day. You know, if you just spend, I'd say just 15, 20 minutes a day reading 8 pages of a good book, you know, it can be life-changing, really.
Yes. Caller. We have a caller, please.
Hi. I know that Global Girls is a performing arts organization, and that you guys do an awful lot with dance and theater. So I'd really like to know how dance, the discipline of dance, reinforces all of those positive things, because I know that I've been out to the studio before and I've seen the young people so focused, little bitty children focused and standing there at attention and really feeling proud about themselves for having done a performance and seeing the growth in themselves. So how does that lend itself to being in that state of mind where they can interpret and keep using the 4 agreements?
So like I've said, I'm a teaching artist there, and I worked there this summer. And the way that that dance could be intertwined with the 4 agreements is we keep them focused. Now, every child wants to feel like, oh, I'm here, or I'm working my way up. I want to be where she is. Now, dance is competitive, and everybody knows that at the studio. It's competitive. So everybody wants to get to the top. So the way that we do it is we do like auditions, and it's basically to keep the kids trained, focused, and keep them in a sense of where they feel like, okay, well, if I do better here, then I will get to where they're at. If I put my all in this part, or give my all here, or give my all there, then they will understand that, well, I could get here. If she's there, well, I could get there too. She's no better than me. And that's how we treat everybody at the studio. Nobody's better than nobody. And this goes along with the 4 agreements, because we always tell all the kids to do your best. Do your best in this, do your best in that. And everywhere you go, if you do your best, you could get where you want to be. So that's just how I feel like the 4 agreements intertwine in with dance and being at the studio.
You know, I went to the final summer performance of the Global Girls, and it was an incredible dance. And one of the things that I loved about it is how the littlest to the oldest, how they dance together, how they work together as a team. And I too think that that's part of, you know, the agreements, because if you're treating everybody, you know, like we're all in this together and we're all growing together and we're all going together, I think that the dance can be a powerful way to embrace every age group. And I love the way the young people and the older ones can all work together with dance, in the same dance even.
Yeah. So we have a caller again. Caller.
Hello, I would like to know where the Global Studio is located.
Okay, so The Global Studio is located on 8151 South Chicago. And we are on the south side, of course. And you could, anybody, like now coming up, we have the, what you call it,
After school
yeah,
matters?
after school, not the after school matters. That's one of our programs, but we have the after school sessions coming up, and where the kids could come after school and straight after school, and they'll be doing the dancing and the acting and everything. So if you want to stop in or come on by, we could come. You could come to our studio at 8151 South Chicago. And Miss Donna, do you have any final comments about today's?
No, I think it'd be great if you said what the 4 agreements are again.
Okay, so the 4 agreements, the first one is be impeccable with your speech. The second one is don't take it personal. The third one is don't make assumptions. Always ask questions. And the last one is always do your best. Always.
So, and I think that we talked a lot about the first 3,
Mm-hmm.
and you did highlight a lot about the importance of doing your best, doing your best in your life, doing your best in school, doing your best in whatever you set out to do, and I think that it always pays off for you.
Okay, caller.
Hi, I heard Miss Donna Beasley say that she was a part of Global Girls. I'd just like for her to tell us what role she plays in Global Girls.
Well, I'm actually on the board of Global Girls, and this is my first year serving on the board, and it has really been exciting for me to even watch the development and growth of the girls from just when I started back in January. They've done some incredible things. When leaving for Africa, they left out, I felt like, young and eager and energetic, and they came back so mature and so they had been incredibly blessed, and they had been a blessing to the youth that they met abroad. So it's a wonderful program, and if you have someone interested in what's the average age for because they start pretty young.
Yeah. So our summer camp, it was from 3 to about 14. And after school, we started, I think, 6 to about 14, I think. Yeah.
So if you know of any youth that are in that age group, certainly encourage them to come out, especially if they have any interest in the performing arts.
So once again, you all could reach us here. If you would like anyone, or if you know anyone that is interested in joining, please come out and join. And you can email us or go on our website, call us, anything. And our website is www.globalgirlsinc.org. And our email is globalgirls@sbcglobal.net. And number is 773-902-2359. And we have a caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes. I just wanted to say hi. I just wanted to say that I think Global Girls is a wonderful organization, and I wanted to address the long-term vision, and I wanted to know if you guys were considering or just thinking about having Global Girls set up in different, in every state or all over the world.
Okay. So I can answer that question. So we do plan on having Global Girls anywhere as possible, anywhere that we can have it. I traveled to Grenada, the West Indies, and the girls there were excellent. And now they're over there. Now that we've left, they're over there, and they have started saving money, everything, to try to come here. They've been building or try to work on their own Global Girls there. So we've been trying to do a lot. We're also trying to get a global institute, a school. We just trying to go do everything. We're trying to make sure Global Girls gets everywhere.
Right. So we've got to wrap it up. Coming to an end, and
so I want to leave you all with the thoughts for the day. And the thought is, if you always do what you always done, you always get what you've always got. I want you to keep that on your mind. And thank you all for watching and participating. And have a great night. Good night, you all.